From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, September 5th, 2015. Silver is trading at $14.58 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,122 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $235. Antiwar.com reports the Iraqi military has raided the Baghdad headquarters of the Shiite militia Kataib Hezbollah, a significant faction involved in the war against the Islamic State, after intelligence suggested they may have been behind this week's kidnapping of 18 Turks in the Shiite district of Sadr City. Troops were investigating a lead at a house in the Mohandisan district when they came under fire from within. An Iraqi soldier was killed and 2 of the militia were wounded in the incident, which led to a move against the headquarters. If true, this would be hugely complicating to the war on the Islamic State, as Kataib Hezbollah is a major ally on that front. Karim al-Nouri, the Iraqi government's coordinator for working with those militias, insisted that the search proved that the group was not behind it. It is curious that the Wednesday kidnapping is still without official culprits. It was assumed that the kidnappers, whoever they may be, would follow the usual policy of seeking ransom from the Turkish company the men were working for, but so far that has not happened, at least not publicly, though the initial suspicion in all such incidents is the Islamic State. That the incident occurred in a heavily Shiite part of the capital raised a lot of suspicions that one of the militias was looking for a payday by taking the workers. ExpressCoin is the best choice for buying Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and more. ExpressCoin prides themselves on their customer service, so much so that the back end on the website should allow them to be even more focused on your needs. Get started at expresscoin.fppradio.com. That's expresscoin.fppradio.com. UPI reports Richard Wershey Jr., known as White Boy Rick, was sent to prison in the 1980s at the age of 18 after being convicted of selling drugs. On Friday, Wershey won his fight for a new sentence after a judge decided that current Michigan laws have changed too much to permit his existing punishment to stand. He has been appealing his conviction because the state of Michigan handles convicted minors differently today than it did in 1988, when he was given 30 years to life without parole. Wershey, who was 17 when arrested, will appear in court September 18th to hear his new sentence. The Wayne County Circuit Judge said her decision is based on case law governing juvenile defenders and the evolution of the drug crime penalties since the defendant was incarcerated, adding if the defendant were to be resentenced today for the crime he committed in 1987, his potential guidelines in this case are as low as 42 to 70 months. It is highly unlikely the defendant would have received a life sentence if any number of years was an option. Also in the courtroom with Wershey Friday were his mother and 27-year-old son, who has never seen his father outside of prison. Prosecutors said they will appeal Friday's decision to a higher court. If that appeal is successful, the resentencing will be scrapped. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports several dozen protesters gathered on Friday outside the California jail where 3 correctional deputies were accused of beating to death a mentally ill inmate last week, according to news reports and images on social media. Corrections deputies Matthew Ferris, Gerard Lubrin, and Rafael Rodriguez were arrested early on Thursday morning and face murder, assault, and conspiracy charges in the killing of Michael James Tyree. They were being held without bail on Friday. About 50 protesters assembled in front of the Santa Clara County Jail, holding signs that said "Murder in Uniform" and "Stop Guard Abuse." Santa Clara County Sheriff Lori Smith said Tyree was in a protective custody wing of the county's main jail on the night of August 26th after being arrested on misdemeanor drug possession and theft charges. Inmates at the jail told the San Jose Mercury News they heard Tyree screaming in pain and pleading with the guards to stop before he fell silent. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.